Welcome to Voice Terms Dictionary by Franco Tenelli. One very important note before giving you any definition. All the definitions, no matter how well described, are just the pointers and act like empty vessels that should be filled up with experience. For more complete understanding of Appoggio, watch my other videos with examples and demonstrations. And here we go. Vocal Dictionary. Appoggio. Appoggio is a technique based on natural placement and total support, where in classical approach, diaphragm plays the role of a balancer. Appoggio as technique should be distinguished from Italian term appoggio, that sometimes means just support. Appoggio technique, when mastered, creates the most unforced, one-registral singing production of the human voice. In fact, Appoggio singer is one-registral singer and should not have audible divisions in his voice, like passaggio, head, or chest voices. Those divisions are results of incorrect understanding of the human voice. Appoggio technique uses dynamic opposition of the diaphragm as opposed to passive opposition that is used in other classical techniques. In fact, passive opposition of the diaphragm is the cause of inconsistent timbre. The sign of Appoggio technique is one-registral singing throughout the range, e.g. no sign of passaggio, head or chest voices, just chiaroscuro all the way. Appoggio singer does not use so-called covering technique, because his voice is already covered. That was clearly stated by the great tenor and teacher Dupré when he mentions so-called voix sombrée. He says that French singers use that to help them to get to the high register, but Italian singers don't even use this terminology because they use this technique all the way throughout the whole voice. This technique, of course, is not very popular among those singers who want to get their high Cs like in 1 year. For that, they need a good placements teacher. Today, popular registral division technique, opposed by greatest singers like Enrico Caruso, Beniamino Gigli, Lille Lemon, and you name it, so deeply rooted in singers or teachers' conditioned thinking that at best they promote registral division at the beginning and later their unification, which is waste of time and money. Appoggio's main goal is to reach one registral singing. Appoggio means lean upon, as opposed to support. This small semantic nuance makes big difference in approaching voice production. The bigger the voice is, the more challenging it becomes for Appoggio singer. That also explains that formerly lyric singers who had beautiful voices, when turned into dramatic voices, lost their beauty. The explanation is, the bigger the voice, the more physical energy or supportive energy singers should use during the voice production. Those lyric singers knew perfectly how to support their voices, or they used perfect appoggio when they were lyric voices, but when they discovered the bigger resonance, they haven't realized the fact that this bigger resonance has to be supported with more physicality and more active opposition of the diaphragm. Smaller voices also don't necessarily need an absolute stable larynx position, but the bigger voice is, the more stable larynx position is required. That also explains why most dramatic singers, truly big voices, don't have this integrity of bel canto singers. That was Franco Tenelli's Voice Term Dictionary. Appoggio.